everybody. Welcome to day 48, day 2 of the Sierra Nevada. And we've got this great view today at the top of this 11,000 foot pile of rocks. I don't think it has a name, but it sure makes for a great lunch spot. And since we climbed about 1,700 feet to get here, it's kind of worth it. I think I'll climb up a little bit. Yeah, it's really gorgeous up here. It's actually pretty nice and cool. Great for great hiking weather right now. We started off today a couple thousand feet below, and it was a really tough climb up here. I think all the climbs in the Sierra Nevada are going to be tough. We came out of Kennedy Meadows yesterday, so a little recap for day 47. We had made it to that really nice campsite near the river. That day was nice. It was a good start, kind of rolling, but it definitely turned up at the end. And I hiked most of the day with Lizard and a guy named Scooby, who we've known for a while, and we were all kind of felt like we were all suffering a little bit more than we thought we should, and we couldn't really pin that down to whether that was having had 3 days off or just feeling tired or probably the altitude. Yesterday we went over 10,000 feet, and we're at 11,000 feet right now, so we haven't seen this altitude since San Jacinto, and most people even didn't get over 10,000 feet because most people didn't go to the peak at San Jacinto. So I think the altitude kind of made us sluggish, kind of going up the hills and things like that. We're still getting acclimated, but it's going to happen pretty quick. So we're staying above this altitude or around the 9 to 11,000 feet for a while. And we're having a wonderful day today because, as I may have said before, our little four-person group is split up for a moment as two of the people Sandstorm, who used to be Spider, and Short Circuit are wanting to climb Mount Whitney. And because Lizard and I don't want to climb Mount Whitney, we are kind of slow walking it, taking these really short days, and that gives them a chance to do the mountain, and then we all meet up at the base. So it's kind of a nice little plan that gives us some really luxurious days. Today, incredibly, we're only doing 11 miles. So it's been really nice to sleep in and not go so many miles, get to eat a lot of calories. And just take it easy. Let's see if we can get a little higher view here of our lunch spot. I think you're looking off in the distance. You can see that snow-capped mountain. Not a famous mountain. Never even heard of it until I looked at it on the maps. But it's Mount Kiowa, or yeah, I think that's it. Mount Kiowa, something like that. It's about 13,000 feet. 13 something. Look at this bee. Can you see it in the viewfinder? We are definitely getting into the mountains. bunch of other snow-capped peaks around. That one you're looking at right now could be Baldy. I mean, Baldy, dumbass. Could be Whitney. But there's so many mountains, and we have to go past a few of them to really see it. So, but yeah, really gorgeous. We had a really nice camp last night, right next to a water source, and we met up with some other guys. One of the guys is an older guy named Top Chef, and he's doing a section hike. He had a big fire going, so we got the. I can't imagine being a month, over a month on a trail backpacking, and that's the first fire that it had. Most people just don't do it. It's too much work. You know, nobody wants to start a bonfire, but this was a really protected area. So it was really fun. It was really nice. Looking down into Owens Valley there is Owens Lake, if I'm not mistaken. I love these trees. Stubby little guys growing on this pile of rocks. It's pretty cool. You get up to a place like this and you say, wow, this, I mean, it's so beautiful. It's so nice. It's such a nice day hiking. This is like, you know, this is like backpacking the way you want it to be. And I often end these videos and say it was a nice day hiking or something. But when I say that, that doesn't mean it wasn't really hard at some times. And I probably don't stress enough how difficult some of these climbs are, where you're just really putting out about as much effort as you can muster. And you know, sometimes you're practically doing, you know, you're doing like a mile an hour, which is really slow. And it just takes everything you have, and it really wears you out. And then you know, you get up here and you rest and you eat a ton of calories the way we do, and you know, it's amazing what the body will recover and do so quickly. So even a nice day backpacking is can be really hard at times. So far, we haven't seen much of any big wildlife. I think I got asked that question by somebody, and I've seen, believe it or not, I've seen like one deer on this trip. No bears, nothing else really large. I saw a marmot yesterday. He was about 2 feet away from me. I'd like to put that picture in here because it was really cute. He just popped up, kept popping up, a little higher every time, and finally he's just staring at me. I got a really good picture of him, but mostly it's little rodents and your mice and your marmots and your chipmunks and whatnot, and a lot of interesting looking bugs, most of which I try and take pictures of. Can't overlook the little wildlife, hoping for the big, because the big wildlife just really isn't around that much, to be honest. We're not probably just not in the right area yet. There's a lot of burn areas that we tend to walk through, old burn areas. We haven't been through a new one lately, but you'll see evidence of that in some of these trees. You know, I mean, this one here, they're so beautiful. I mean, the inside of it is completely charred. It's probably impossible to see, but just the wood and how it feels and looks. You know, this one has been slowly stripped of bark as it aged, but they're practically works of art. even when they're dead. So there are a ton of dead trees up here. Some of them were hit by lightning, some die after fires. A lot of them they get old and get knocked over by huge windstorms or something like that. So we've only got about 5 or 6 more miles to do today, and it's going to be a nice relaxing day. Get to sit around and I really like this slow pace we're doing. It's a nice slow acclimation to the altitude. Very, very easy. I listen to all these people they're talking about doing 18 miles a day. And we've done that in the desert. And it was tough there. But 18 miles up here is going to be really, really hard to sustain. At some point we get into start to doing the passes in a couple days. We'll pass Mount Whitney and we'll go heading for the highest pass on the PCT, which is Forester Pass, which is just under 14,000 feet. It's 13 something or other. It's all still snow capped, so a lot of people, there's some nervousness about getting across the ice fields and the snow fields near the top. The good news is the snow level throughout the entire Sierra has fallen, or I should say, is no longer below about 10,000 feet, which is really good. That means all the trail below the passes, for the most part, are going to be clear. And that's really good news because it's going to speed us up quite a bit. Walking through large snowfields is such a slow chore that it really extends your trip. Winds up causing you to carry a lot more food. So it'll be nice going, and then when we get to these passes, we will have to break out the micro spikes and the ice axes to be safe in crossing some of the slopes. Here's the tree at the top. Wow. So we're at the very top of this peak now. Amazing. Amazing view. Ah, that's amazing. All that farmland down below. Well, I think that's it for now. That's it for the report from the top of the mountain. First of many. pretty great. Okay, until later. Bye-bye.